Hi, this is Fritz Gilbert with the Retirement Manifesto, and today I'm going to show you how to apply an epoxy coating to a cement floor. I'm using the Rust-oleum epoxy shield. So today we'll go through the process. First thing I did, as you can see, clean the garage floor very thoroughly. Took a little scraper and got the caulk and stuff off. This is a new garage. I let the floor sit for about 45 days before I started doing this. Swept it out real good, and then I took my leaf blower and got all the drywall dust and everything else out of here, so it's spotless at this point. And I'll go through the steps. We'll start with the etch, but before I do that, I'll show you everything that's included in the kit. So here we go. So what you've got in this Rust-oleum kit, there's the product if you're looking for it. You basically get the part A and B, that's the epoxy. And what you want to do is you want to mix these 2 gallons of the base together so that they're the same color before you start adding the epoxy. We'll show you that in a few minutes. This is the acid etch, that's what we're going to do first. And I'll walk you through that process. You get some instructions, and you get the, I don't know, sparkles, sprinkles, non-skid stuff. Decorative color chips is what they call them. So there you go. That's what they say. That's what it's got. Make sure you read the instructions in extreme detail. There's also a very helpful review on Amazon that has over 800 likes, and the guy walks through every step as well. I use that as part of my preparation. Here's the floor up close. You can see it's very clean. And we're going to start with the etch. Okay, before we start mixing this, a couple of safety features. You always want to keep running water nearby. In case you get some acid on you, you can rinse it off, dilute it right away. The other thing is I'm wearing rubber gloves, rubber boots, and obviously I'm not going to be splashing up in here. I'll just be using this to rinse the garage floor. So I've got the rubber boots on to protect my feet. And I don't have a respirator, but I'm just going to wear a simple mask. So basically we're just going to mix this in to the water. We've got 2 gallons of water. Mix both packets in there, stir it up till it's all dissolved. Then we'll go through and get the garage wet with the water hose first and squeegee it out so there's no puddles. And then I'll start spreading the acid with the watering bucket. And I'll show you that step. Here we go. I don't know how well this is showing, but if you look right in here, you can see it's actually bubbling up a little bit. It makes a little bit of a white milky look. And what you want to do is spread that around and have it not create any patterns. Okay, so now you can kind of see the dust is coming up. That's the concrete. It's etching into the concrete to break up that smooth surface so that the paint will adhere. And I basically spread it all around. And the next step will be to rinse it all off. Okay, to do the rinse, I basically just started in the back corner, worked my way this way, had a hose and a squeegee. It was too hard to film it while I was doing it, so I just thought I'd show you after the fact. And it is now done, rinsed, and I'm going to give it probably a couple days to dry. They say at least 24 hours. I'll probably give it a couple days to make sure it's thoroughly dry. And the surface looks good before I start putting down the epoxy. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is mix both of these part B's, the base, into a 5-gallon bucket, stir them together so that the gray is consistent, and then we'll pour them back in the 1-gallon containers before we add the epoxy to it. Once we get them back in the gallon containers, we'll add the epoxy. Okay, this is the part A actuator. Once I put this in the gallon, the clock starts, and we have about 1 hour to apply the first gallon. We'll do the same thing with the second gallon. I'm probably just going to put the camera on time lapse. You can see us running around. We're going to do baseboards, work our way across, put down the sprinkles. You'll see the process. So with that, here we go. So here's the finished product. Give it about 24 hours to dry to walk on it. I think 72 to drive on it. We're actually going to be heading out for a month. So we're just going to let it sit before we build anything on it and give it a real good chance to cure, but pretty happy with the way it came out. So there you go. That is how you apply an epoxy floor. Hope it's been helpful.